I didn't even know you were going to say that cell phone joke. It goes perfectly, segues perfectly into what I'm going to say right now as the introduction to the theme of today. This past Friday was Yom Kippur, and last week we talked about the Jewish high holy days that went from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur. Then it happened this last Friday that was completed, and it's a day when the book of life is open and blessings are said for good things to happen in the coming year. And I found it interesting that this past Friday was also another special day. Does anybody remember? It was Friday the 13th. And your daughter's birthday. That's great. But sometimes when we hear Friday the 13th, we're aware of that superstition that it's not such good luck. It's a bad luck day. So I found that interesting that Yom Kippur, such a great day, would come on the same day as Friday the 13th. So I wanted to think into that a little bit. And this is what I came up with, that the history of why Friday the 13th is a bad day. I don't know what you've heard about it, but first of all, Friday is named after the goddess Frey, and she was a Norse goddess of love and relationships and sexuality and love. So Friday was before Christian things came along, and who knows in how many cultures, but it was considered a day for lovers and for the body and for finishing the week in a loving way. Interesting. And then the number 13 was the number of the goddess. So it was associated with goddess circles and the perfect number for a group of spiritual beings to come together to do magic. So those good things were happening about Friday and 13, but then some negative things came along, and one of those was that on October the 13th in the year 1037, there was a culmination of hatred and animosity towards those who had been carrying the Mary Magdalene lineage and keeping it alive in Europe. So the lineage that had to do with the feminine divine and the body and that whole lineage was persecuted terribly on that date, Friday the 13th. So even if you never knew that before, somehow it's there as a trauma memory in our genetic memories, you know? And it does affect people, and so people have developed this superstition that Friday the 13th isn't a good day. But that's why. The goddess was decisively moved against. The feminine divine within Christianity was moved against on that day. So sometimes humans make very, very bad decisions. And it has its consequences, but we are so blessed to be living in the times when we are remembering the body. We're remembering that the earth is good, that our bodies are good. We're remembering the divine feminine and its place and equality and importance with the divine masculine. So we're very blessed to be living in these kinds of times. So I wanted to dedicate today to celebrating our bodies and the at-one-ment between our minds and our bodies, between our bodies and the earth. So it just, you can hear where my line of thought went. It just seemed appropriate that today would be about celebrating our bodies and the divine feminine within our bodies. And along those lines, it fits really well with sound healing, because sound healing is such a vibrational way to tune into our bodies and to allow energies to move and be healed within our bodily selves through the sound. So our first song, our theme for today, Eric Butterworth, who's a favorite in the New Thought world, and his teacher was Myrtle Fillmore, and he said that when we talk about coming into wholeness, we're talking about our bodily selves in alignment with our spiritual selves. And whenever we say the word holy, to think about the word whole, because it really is about the wholeness of our whole selves, celebrating our bodies. And that's a real redo on what a lot of more patriarchal spirituality has been about. It has left out the body. And so Eric Butterworth and the New Thought community, they've been including the body right along and trying to resurrect our memories and our knowledge of our bodily connection. So as we sing this next song, which is Holy, Holy Way, that they sing at Agape, Ricky Beckwith wrote it, really invite your body to come into at one-ment with your spirit and to create this sacred space together and invoke spirit to come through you as we proclaim that we are on a holy, holy way.
Yes, in this song, Holy, Holy Way, W-H-O-L-L-Y. Holy, holy, H-O-L-Y. And I think that that's very significant, whole and holy. So let's stand up. And many of you know this, some of you it may be new to, so those of you who know this, how the call and response part goes, be extra loud. And I'll sing the whole thing too, and join me as much as you wish, which is hopefully a lot.
We have a great Sunday school teacher, Patrice. The kids really like her. So you can spread the word to young adults that you know that we have Patrice. And as our program kind of goes up and down and through the years, and we'd like to build it up again this fall. So be spreading the word that we have Patrice, and we also have others that can step in as we have more kids. So we're aiming to see more young adults and children going here. You may know this poem. It's one of my favorites by Mary Oliver. And I couldn't do the theme of loving ourselves and our bodies today without having this poem read. So I've asked Karen to come read it.
Do I understand, or how's this?
Good.
Is that okay?
Yes.
How about that?
That's good.
That's good. Okay. You don't have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies, the deep trees, the mountains, and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things.
Would you read it one more time? It's short.
You don't have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body tell you what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies, the deep trees, the mountains, and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
So next time you hear those wild geese flying over at this time of year, think about that. You're not alone. And you might just meet up with a bird of the feather who you could flock together with when you're out on the street walking around Ashland. And that happened to me a little while ago at the first Friday art walk. I met Mark. And we discovered quickly that we were birds of a feather. He had also come from Santa Fe and is visiting here right now. And he's going to share with us a meditation tool that he came up with that is very meaningful to him, that is simple and really gets us in touch with what it's all about to love ourselves and our bodies.
Thank you. I have 3 minutes. Tell me if I go over. Stop me. I've been doing this stuff since I was 17. My first path was therapy and then transcendental meditation. I became personal assistant to Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the guy that the Beatles and Mia Farrow and all those guys got involved with. And TM was kind of known as Raja Yoga, which is royal yoga for the kings. And one of the beautiful things about it is that it's effortless. And the best meditations are effortless. And all my life, I've been working with people. I work with thousands of people. But I had to stop because I wasn't healed and whole. And I stopped for 10 years. And I gave up on myself. I didn't think I'd get healed and whole in this life. But a year and a half ago, this very simple meditation came to me. It's called the Love and Forgiveness Meditation. And what it does is it combines the mechanics of the deepest meditation with the two most potent healing energies, which are love and forgiveness. And it does it in the way, it's the most effortless thing in the world, and you can't do it from the small self. You can't heal yourself from the small self. But what can happen in this meditation is that your higher power takes over and starts delivering love and forgiveness everywhere in your system where it's needed, all the wounded, unhealed places. And keep us fragmented and not at one with everything within ourselves. There are shells around our cells. There are barriers between the chakras. There are divisions within us that habitually are recreated every day. The way we eat, the way we think, all of these things keep us in these vicious cycles. And for me, all the things I did, over half a dozen healing modalities, many teachers, not just Maharishi, working with them as well as sitting with them. This is the only thing that did it for me, and other people are finding this as well. So I was hoping to teach it to you and have us do it together, but we don't have time quite for that. It's almost that simple we can do it. But the mantra, it sounds easy to dismiss, too simple, yada, yada, yada. Don't cheat yourself out of this. I love you and forgive you. 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 6 words, only one I, because there's only one I. I love you and forgive you. And most of that will go to you. But it can go to everything, anyone, anywhere. Things from the collective passing through us can get healed from this. It could potentially do for you what nothing else has ever done, like it did for me. I get into hyperbole about it, you know. I believe that if you took all the other meditations and healing modalities in the world and put them all together and could do them all at the same time, it wouldn't do more for you than what this little simple thing could do. So all you need is a book. You don't need a teacher. You don't need any more money than $12 for the book. I sold all my books. I've ordered more. I'll get them Wednesday. Unfortunately, I don't have them here. But if you go to that mantra page, I love you and forgive you. I love you and forgive you.com or .org. You can order the book there. I'll be here afterwards if you want to talk to me about it. I love you and forgive you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I've asked Donna to come and read a short reading from another bird of a feather that came here a few months ago, Louise Hay. Gloria, who's in our congregation, I don't see her here today, but she's friends with Louise Hay. And if you know who she is, you know she was famous for that little book about healing our bodies that was written back in the 80s that connects all the different things that can happen in our bodies with a different emotion. And so Louise Hay said this. I love this quote from her.
I have found that there is only one thing that heals every problem, and that is to love yourself. When people start to love themselves more each day, it's amazing how their lives get better. They feel better. They get the jobs they want. They have the money they need. Their relationships either improve or the negative ones dissolve and new ones begin. Loving yourself is a wonderful adventure. It's like learning to fly. Imagine if we all had the power to fly at will, how exciting it would be. Let's begin to love ourselves now. Here are some ways that she says we can love ourselves. Stop the inner critic that tears down your energy. Praise yourself every time you do any little good thing, and it will build up. It will build you up. Forgive yourself and let the past go. Don't scare yourself. When a frightening thought comes up, change it right away to a pleasurable thought. Stop terrorizing yourself. Be more gentle. Be more kind and patient with yourself like you would with a small child. Be kind to your mind, too. If you have negative thoughts, don't yell at yourself. Just gently return to positive thoughts. Even be loving to your negatives. They were created along the way to fulfill some need that you had. And now it's just time for them to be released. Remember things that gave you joy as a child. And be sure to incorporate them into your daily adult life. Love yourself. Do it now as best you can. And every day, many times, say to yourself, I love you.
Thank you, Donna and Louise Hay. And sometimes we need to release old habit patterns and ways of thinking. And lots of times, we hear spiritual talks about forgiving other people, but today we're focusing on forgiving ourselves. And one of my counseling clients a while back told me that she finds herself sometimes getting really angry with herself. And when she makes a mistake or does something that she thinks is not just right, she says really harsh words to herself. And so today I'm asking us to feel into what we need to let go of that we may be doing to ourselves. Be gentle with ourselves and to release and let go in a ritual, spiritual way. And then, yes, we might have work to do on that and healing to do through various counseling or other things. But in this ritual way right now, you can talk to yourself and say, as Mark, you were saying, I love you and I forgive you. And so let's use this song as a prayerful way of doing
This song came through David Gabriel. And the words are, I release, let go, forgive myself and all others. I release, let go, forgive myself and all others. Let the Spirit flow through me, healing, cleansing, setting free. Let the Spirit flow through me, healing, cleansing, setting free. I release, let go, forgive myself and all others. I release, let go, forgive myself and all others. Let the Spirit flow through me, healing, cleansing, setting free. Let the Spirit flow through me, healing, cleansing, setting free. Sing along. I release, let go, forgive myself and all others. I release, let go. I release, let go, forgive myself and all others. Let the Spirit flow through me. Let the Spirit flow through me. Healing, cleansing, setting free. Let the Spirit flow through me.
So can you think of one thing that you'd like to release inside of yourself today? What if today is that opportunity to think of one way that you've been treating yourself not so well? One thing that you maybe have been saying to yourself lately, or a way that you've been acting towards yourself that isn't the most loving. Just pause in this moment and bring that thing to mind. Let's just all go in for a moment and think about that. Let's pray together. So great Spirit, Holy Spirit, our Creator, who loves us so much, beyond what we can fathom, beyond what we can even imagine in our most loving moments. You love us so much. And here we are, living our lives as best we can, but in some moments we really get disconnected and we lose sight of that love that is so real. And in other moments it's surrounding us and it fills us and we just feel all the bliss and ecstasy of the connection with you. So in this moment we draw to mind one of those things that we've been saying to ourselves or doing that we want to release. And we imagine that we are holding it in our hands gently and tenderly and lifting it and releasing it. And as Louise Hay said, if we remember that we're loved, it's as if we can fly. Khalil Gibran said that when we come to our point of departure, when we're leaving these bodies, may it be that we've become as light as a feather, that we would fly into heaven. So in this moment, we take this opportunity to let go of one of our weights, to let go of one of those things that has been weighing down upon our hearts. Inside of yourself, just say it to yourself in this moment. I love myself, and I forgive myself. And then to yourself, you can just say, for this thing. So let's say it again. I love myself. And I forgive myself for this. So Holy Spirit, in this moment we know that you receive our prayers, and that you are transforming us. And we invite you to come in our midst through the rest of this service and bring us a shift, bring us a vibrational level of healing and a shift in our consciousness. We set the stage for it now by getting really specific about this one thing. We ask you to allow our minds to realize that you are the source of all love and that you are always with us, filling every part of our being at all times, even those parts that we don't love. You are there, loving us and filling those very parts of us with your love. So we release into that love. And sometimes it helps to just say, ah, and release in our hearts. Ah. We release into the love. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to do the offering a little bit sooner today. And as we're receiving the offering today, Heather's going to come and sing us a song that I just love. She's sung it before for us, but it's a song by Jewel, that songwriter Jewel. And it's called Hands. And it focuses us on that we have bodies. It's about looking at our hands and realizing these are my hands. A little while back I was in Boulder, Colorado and leading a meditation retreat there. And in the silent part of the retreat that happened to me. I just was sitting there and all of a sudden I started looking at my hands and realizing this is a body that I have right now for this period of time, a relatively short period of time. Look at these unique hands and how wonderful it is that this is the body that I have, and my hands look a lot like my father's hands. And made me think of my lineage and how thankful I am for the bodies that brought me here into this precious human body. And so during this song, let it be that you would be drawing on that sense of your own bodily presence and how thankful you are for your hands, for your life. This beautiful song.
And they're so unique, right? We're the only one with these fingerprints. So you'll probably recognize this song, Hands by Jewel, and some of the other words that really stand out to me are, in the end, only kindness matters. So simple, but so true. In the end, only kindness matters. And then we are God's eyes, we are God's hands. So feel free to sing along with any part of this that you wish. I could tell the world just one thing, it would be that we're all okay. Not to worry, 'cause worry is wasteful and useless in times like these. I won't be made useless, I won't be idle in despair. Gather myself around my faith, for light is the darkness most fear. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. But they're not yours, they are my own, and I'm never broken. Poverty stole all your golden shoes, but it didn't steal your laughter. Heartache came to visit me, but I knew it wasn't ever after. We'll fight, but not a fight, for someone must stand up for what's right. But where there's a man who has no voice, there are shadows singing. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, and they are my own. No, they're not yours, they are my own, and I'm never broken. In the end, only kindness matters. In the end, only kindness matters. I will get down on my knees and I will pray. I will get down on my knees and I will pray. I will get down on my knees and I will pray. Sing with me. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. They're not yours, they are my own, and I am never broken. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. But they're not yours, they are my own, and I am never broken. We are never broken. We are never broken. God's eyes, we are God's hands, we are 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 God's hands.
hands being full of this life energy and being able to bless one another. I've asked Kathy and Donna to come up and talk to us for a minute about a need that we have in our midst for your hands and the blessing that you can bring to us each Sunday. Here it is. So Kathy and Donna are both on our board, and they're also in charge of the hospitality committee and the setup and takedown committee. And so, what would you like to say?
Okay, how many here have at least one hand? Put your hand up. Some of you don't have that many. How many have two hands? All right, anybody with three? All right. It's really important. You know, they say it takes a village to do a lot of things, and it really takes a village for us to survive here. There have been some people in our community right here that have really dedicated their lives over and over and over for years, and I want to honor Roy and Marge for that. And it's a job, but it can be rewarding. And it can also be a thankless job sometimes, you know. I'm not talking about this specifically, but anything that any one person does over and over and over again and starts to maybe feel taken for granted. It really becomes a little bit of a burden, and we all want to be taken, appreciated for what we're doing here. There are many others that come here every weekend that participate. We set up tables. Many of you help set up tables and put stuff on tables, and then take stuff off tables and put the tables away. The tables are heavy. We have to clean up the floor, and we have to get all this done by 1 o'clock. And it's really something that we all need to participate in. I announced, I think, last week that Zoe, and she's not here today, but a woman named Zoe has agreed to be a volunteer coordinator to try to get a team together. And I have several of you said you'd love to be on that team. Right now, Zoe is traveling, so it's not manifesting right now, but it's so important if we're going to do this, if we're going to have the goodies back there, the food goodies, if we're going to have things to look at, if we're going to have all of the name tags and everything, it's important that more and more and more of us step forward and say, yes, I am committed to do one Sunday a month. There's usually 4 Sundays in every month, and it takes usually 2 people, but there's always people that chip in at the last minute. But we have to know ahead of time that there's someone that's going to be there to unlock, to start getting things set up, and to take down, to stay afterwards. If we don't have that, we may have to not have some of the things back there. We've been discussing whether we can continue to have the food or all of the items that are out on the table, or do we just come in and not have that for a while? It's something we'll have to make a decision on, but we really need all of your hands. Everyone has different things you like to do. Some people might like to get here early and help to set up and put the tablecloths on. It's not a hard job, and it can be fun because you can be with other people getting together to do this. But it's a way to serve. And it's very easy to come and enjoy everything and then leave, and we all want to do that sometimes. I want to do that sometimes too. I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed in other parts of my life, so here I may not be able to come as often as early or to help to clean up, but we need people not just to at the last minute, but to actually sign something and say, yes, I will be here on this Sunday, and I will do it. We need
So you get it, you know,
commitment.
like a few people have been doing a lot for a long, long time. So that's what we're trying to say. We really need other people to step forward on a regular basis and be consistent. And when you say you want to do it, then really be there to do it. Because we've had the experience of new people signing up and then they're not coming. And then it's the same people all the time doing it. So please, that's our plea from Donna and then Kathy.
Yeah, my too. I do the hospitality, and I want people there to help me greet people. So important to greet our newcomers, educate them, and get them involved, get them signed up. So I'm going to need people to sign up for that too. I have to leave after church today. And our board really needs a couple more people. We really, really do. We can't function without a good board. So if you feel called to be on our board, please step up and talk with us about it. We really need your help. We need your help. We need your hands.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to all be here and keep this going. And that's what it's going to take, is all of us stepping up and helping.
And the board is fun. It's not a drudgerous thing to do.
I'll make sure it's fun. And we eat well. I love it. I love to do this kind of thing. I'm sure there's others of you out here that like to do that too. And this is a very important time in our congregation. So please step up. We really appreciate it.
I just want to add, our last meeting, the business part of the meeting was about 3 hours, but the camaraderie was another 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. So if you want to deepen your relationships with people that come here, setting up, taking down, it's just part of, it's community. It's as simple as that. And we really do have a good time, and we really learn from each other. If you are a little shy about leadership, you learn from a group of amazing, they happen to be all women, amazing people that have been trained, have a lot of experience. Probably between us, we probably have about 100 years of experience, so blessed be.
Hey,
No pressure.
Richard, what about you?
Back off.
I apologize for having a male voice up here. But anyway, I like doing it. I'm happy doing it every week and so on. And they gave the message that we need you. And my viewpoint is you need to do it. This is the way you show your love for unity. It's the way you get involved with community. So I'll still do it, if nobody signs up. But if you really feel a need to get attached, you'll be signing up and doing it. I won't be doing it as often then, but I'll love myself just as much.
So we don't very often, I don't think we've ever taken the time within the service to ever do that before in all the years that I've been here. But sometimes it really does help to speak out your needs, to just make it clear. And so now I want to segue into a time when we are also speaking out the needs of our community and have a little time of prayer right now. There are a lot of needs always in our community, but we just happen to know about some in particular that are really on my heart. I know people who are sick and people that have various needs, and I'm sure that you know more needs than I do. And so Donna is one of our prayer chaplains, and if any of the other prayer chaplains would like to come up and stand by me here, you can. But we would like to pray right now together. Take our hands, and realize that our hands have healing energy. And we're going to name some of the people that we are praying for. And I'm going to ask our prayer chaplains to spontaneously, if you feel called, to speak out prayers that are addressing these needs. But there comes a time when, the needs are quite large, and we've been feeling that this week. And we have our Monday evening prayer service, which I invite you to come to because it'll blow you away. It is so powerful. But I thought I'd bring it right into our service today, that we have this power of prayer, that we can extend miraculous healing energy to the people in our lives that are in need. So would you please call out any needs that you happen to know about that are on your heart today, of people that you know that are in great need of healing?
My brother Carl died.
Okay, thank you, Walter. Your brother dying. That's me.
The people that live in Boulder, Colorado.
And New Mexico.
Love your prayers.
Sherry T.
Caroline White.
Bob McBride. Holly Arnold, and who's
Bob McBride.
Bob McBride.
A woman named Dee who lost her whole house in Boulder and flowed downhill.
My niece Lauren Bruno, Margaret Ackroyd, Alan Ackroyd,
Jude Grimm and her extended family. Maggie and Billy Martin. Barry Engel.
My son Norman, who's passed away.
My brother Ken Collinsworth, who needs a kidney.
My friend Marianne asked to find a place in 2 weeks. Stay.
Salam and Radisha from Africa, African children.
My daughter Nisha, who I'm so happy is here today, but she needs to find just the right living space in Portland. She's moving up there for this coming school year, and it's been hard challenging to find the right place. Just for her to live.
I would like to find the perfect community member of my household for a space in my house.
Okay, let's gather all these prayers up.
One
You-
more normal,
What?
please.
Mhm.
Successful negotiations and resolution for the situations in Syria and
Yes.
Iraq.
Yes.
And the Navajo reservation right now too, I believe, is flooded.
So all of these people's names that have been named, some of you were nodding your heads and know some of them, but some of these people you don't know personally, and there may be other people that haven't been mentioned because you're just holding them in your heart in a more private way. But we gather all of these people together now in our arms as if we are all holding them in our midst right here. Let's gather them all together. And with your healing hands and your healing energy, focus prayer energy upon them. And I'd like a couple of our prayer chaplains to just say some beautiful prayers in a general way for all of the healing that we've mentioned here.
Mother, Father, God, everyone, everything that is good, we bring forth your energy to bring these prayers to fruition. We know you can do this. We know you can do this. God's love and divine love is so powerful. So we ask you for these prayers right now as we stand and sit here before you. We are so grateful. We are so grateful for this opportunity to pray out loud, that we can have the opportunity to say what we need to say to you in front of others as witnesses. And we bring this prayer energy into this room. We are powerful manifestors with your love, with your guidance, with you. With you we can do all, and we know you. It is your will. It is your will, and we thank you for this opportunity to be in sisterhood, in brotherhood, in community, in prayer.
Mother, Father God, rain down on us your tears for the fires that burn within wars and the planet, and cleanse our planet. We know you have the power. We know you are love. We feel it. We love you back. And so it is.
I know that there is a plan. I know that every soul on this planet has a soul plan. And even though it may look very dark at times for each one of us, and we don't always understand why things happen as they do, I know that what happens is not so important as how we respond to what happens. And so I see each and every of these people that we have prayed for, people in our country, people in our hearts, people in all parts of the world, whether they are in wars, whether they are in disease, or whether they have already crossed over into that beautiful next place. I know that each one of them is held in the arms of God. I see each one of them held in the arms of God, and know that each one will be guided to their next perfect outcome. I see love surrounding each one of them. I see a world that is coming more into balance, more and more every day coming into balance. Our country, our leaders of all countries are beginning to wake up, and those who are not waking up can be gently removed from our midst, taken on to their own highest good, so that those of us on the planet who deeply care about this planet are left here to find the solutions and to find a new way. We are the bridge. We are the bridge to the new way, each and every one of us. And so I hold all of those who are in pain, in sadness, in suffering in my heart, and I know we all hold them in our hearts, and see them moving into a time of peace, of joy, of serenity. And so it is.
So it is. I know that there is just one power in the universe, and that power is so great and so filled with love that we can feel it here in our midst in such a degree. And we are so thankful that we can turn to this power with our deepest yearnings and our deepest longings for health, for security, for prosperity, and for peace. And we see this peace coming into fruition moment by moment by moment. For that is all we have, is this very moment. And for this we are so grateful, and we let it be, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Spirit. Well, we still remain there for a moment. Just keep imagining that we have this big bowl that we're holding with our arms, like one of those beautiful white bowls over there, but it's as big as the room. We have all of these prayer requests within it. And we are also going to bring in here our prayer requests for our own bodies that we were thinking of earlier. Knowing that whatever we have said that we are releasing and that we need for our fuller health and well-being, that just as we're praying for everyone else, we also pray for this at oneness, this reuniting with our own bodies. Our bodies, we thank you for all that you've done for us. We thank the bodies here in this room for all that they have done for other people and brought healing energies through them. We just thank you so much, our wonderful, beautiful bodies. We ask you to forgive us for how hard we make it on you sometimes. And we just gather you together right now in our arms, our own bodies, and cherish you and thank you. And we promise that we will listen to you and that we will understand you and bring our attention to you. As if you were a child that we need to love, we bring our loving attention to our own bodily selves right now. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for answering all of these prayers, because when we ask, it is given. And so it is. Oh, amen. Thank you. Thank you so much, our prayer chaplains. I'd like all of you to just get exposed to our prayer chaplains once in a while, to know that they're there for you and that they're praying every Monday, and that when you put a prayer request into the wooden box in the back, that these wonderful women, they're mostly women right now, are praying. I think we'll have Heather have you do that song now, because it really fits well with it. This is a song that Buddhist people pray. It's a prayer that we are lucky to have translated into a song, and it's a prayer of loving kindness. So.
Yes, so this is the words are based on a traditional Buddhist meditation, and it was adapted by Mark Hayes and Ian Riddell. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I the collective, may we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole. May we be whole. May we be
Such a beautiful song, isn't it? And it is based on that loving kindness meditation in Buddhism. When I was in college, I was studying Christian theology and thinking that I was heading right on to seminary right at that time. But I got stopped in a way by this one main thing, that I couldn't find within Christian theology at that time any reference to the body. In the early 1970s, reading all the theological books I could get my hands on, I couldn't find any reference to the body. Wow, what was going on? For several generations, for several hundred years, the body was not really welcome in Western theology. So can you believe that? That I was in college and I read every book I could find in the library and I couldn't find any Christian theology book that had to do anything with the body. So I decided that I really couldn't go on to seminary at that time. I needed to find out about the body and spirituality. So I went looking for it, and I found it first of all in yoga. Yoga was really just becoming popular then in the United States, and then Buddhism. And Buddhism hadn't quite come to the United States yet in the 70s. It was just beginning, so I decided I needed to go to Japan to study it in its native setting. So that became a big goal of mine, and by my late 20s I was able to go there. And in Buddhism, as this prayer shows us, and in many aspects of Buddhism, they didn't lose that focus on the body. Going into one's thoughts and then into the body, and they call it penetrating into whatever suffering or pain we have, and not running away from it, that we can come through to acceptance of the messages that our body is bringing us, and through to healing the patterns in ourselves, and all the way through to wholeness. I then also found that within Native American teachings, which led me then all the way through and back to feminist theology. And so in the late 80s, I went back to seminary, and it was time then, because lots and lots of women had come along, and men along with them, to excavate ancient teachings that were there within Christianity. Hildegard of Bingen was there. Julian of Norwich was there. Mary Magdalene. All different teachings that had been squelched started to be brought forth, and a whole different perspective was seen on the Christian scriptures and the Hebrew scriptures. The book was written, The Hebrew Goddess, and so many different elucidating looks at what we had been kept from knowing through all of the centuries has been coming out just in our lifetime. So the body has become a big focus of our culture once again. So many people in our town do yoga, right? There's a lot of various forms of meditation going on. We can hardly believe nowadays that there was a time only 30 years ago that the body was not included in spirituality for the most part. So last week we had a big dance time here, doing dances of universal peace, and we want to bring those in more and more because it gets our bodies involved with it. And this week we have the sound healing of the gongs that we're going to move toward in just a moment. But things that include the body. Just want to say a couple more things about it before we go into the gong bath, we could call it. We're going to be bathed in the gong energy, cleansed by the gong energy. But I wanted to mention that Deepak Chopra, following on the footsteps of the feminist theologians, has said in recent years that the main theme of his work right now is how to reinvent the body in Western culture. Isn't that interesting? He's pronounced that main theme of his work, to reinvent the body. So what is reinventing the body? He says it means untying our old false beliefs, our restrictive habits, and our old conditioning. That one of the major causes of being stuck in our bodies in energy in any way is, and we know this, that energy is not flowing. Right? We know this. But at a subtle level, we know that we do still hold negative beliefs. And at their most extreme, that we make people in our lives suffer from our negative beliefs. Sometimes we do that, don't we? And that we also are prone to certain diseases because of our negative beliefs. And so Deepak Chopra is challenging us to realize that these negative beliefs, the self-talk that we do, does affect our energy systems. So energy, even though it may sound like a vague or unusual term, it plays a key role in giving you a state of wholeness or a state, on the contrary, of conflict and confusion on a cellular level. So you can understand that it's energy in your body that is causing whatever happens in your body to happen. And it is your mind that is influencing that energy. So Deepak says our minds and our bodies are meant to be whole. And to ensure that they are, our whole existence is based on feedback loops. Yes, the body does listen to the mind. And yes, the mind does listen to the body. What's the link here? Awareness. Make no mistake, every cell in our bodies knows when we are unhappy, anxious, or stressed. A cell's awareness is expressed in chemical reactions instead of words. The message comes through loud and clear, even if we've never said the words. So problems with diet, weight, and body image being in our minds. And as our mind says anything negative about our body to ourselves, our body will begin to respond and mirror whatever we're saying to ourselves, whatever our attitude is toward ourselves. We know this, but I think it bears repeating and thinking about when we are in this new thought community together, in this community that's wanting to really bring forth healing. What can you do to start listening to your body? The most basic elements of listening to your body are just to remind you to just, like that Mary Oliver poem says, go ahead and feel whatever you feel. So for example, if you're driving down the street and you are cut off by somebody, it's just a little thing that can happen as an example that irritates us. In that moment, what we usually do is react and bark out something or be upset about it. But what this is telling us is not to react first, but to feel what you're feeling in that moment. Are you feeling shock? Are you feeling, something being taken away from you? Feel what you feel and accept it. Accept what you feel. Don't judge it. Be open to what your body is saying to you. And then trust your body. Trust your body. Trust whatever reaction that you're having. So often we are judging others, boom, and judging ourselves and not just hearing whatever is going on. If we could just take that pause, Deepak Chopra calls it a gap moment. We could take a gap moment. Thich Nhat Hanh calls it the pause of peace. Because if we could just take that gap moment and not react, and just feel what we feel, accept what we feel, be open to what our body's saying, and trust our body, and then value what's coming to us, we create an opportunity for a neurological reprogramming. Just that simply. Just that simply. So day by day, we've got to pay more attention to what our bodies are saying. One of the most basic ways to be aware is very simple, and I talk to my counseling clients about it all the time, and it's grounding your body. Grounding. We know how to do this, but just even right in this moment, you can ground your body a little bit more by just feeling your hips on the chair. And I noticed that as soon as you did that, you took a breath. That is exactly what happens. As soon as you bring your mind to your hip area, you have to be sitting to do it, but it brings you down. And you take a breath because it's regulating your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system. It's literally grounding you and healing your nervous system. So, grounding ourselves. Stress pulls us into another state of heightened biological response. It triggers a flow of hormones, increased heart rate, hypervigilance of our senses, and many linked reactions. But all of those are temporary because they're just emergency measures our body's trying to take. And if you just allow, instead of a stress reaction to become your habitual reaction, allow grounding and this gap thing to take place, we will be giving our body a whole different message. There's a lot more that I could say here that I've had down here, but I will just make it short and say that I'm just encouraging us today to make choices to allow our bodies to be listened to. Take time out during your busy workday. Do more. I need to do more. I think we all need to do more to just listen to our bodies on a daily basis. Because when we do, there's a lightness of being that comes into our bodies that the mystics talk about, the bliss and ecstasy. Maybe you felt it more when you were younger. Maybe you do feel it a lot now. But bliss and ecstasy are something we're supposed to be feeling for a good portion of every day. And where does it come from? It's all about our bodies. The bliss and ecstasy come from all of the different biochemicals that take place in our bodies. But it's really up to us to give our bodies a chance to give us those good feelings. So, judge nothing and you will be happy. Forgive everything and you will be happier. Love everything and you will be happiest, said Sri Chinmoy. I'd like to segue now into our wonderful gong healing ceremony that we have. This method of sound healing is a great way to ground us too. And sound healing has been used all through the ages, since ancient times, in the ancient temples of Egypt, with Native American drumming, and now scientists have proven what the sounds do to us. The gongs have been used largely in the Far East. I was reading that gongs were made by what they would consider sorcerers and magicians, artists who were also very spiritual, and it was passed down in a lineage through the centuries that only certain lineages of people who had the right spiritual training could make a gong, because so much went into spiritually having it bring forth multidimensional sounds. So the gong takes you into multidimensional spaces where we can have all kinds of experiences of connecting and feeling the presences of angelic beings and beings that are here all the time, but the gong opens a portal. The gong is called a portal opener or a doorway. So we're very blessed to have Michelle and Ron with us today. They've been practicing this gong healing for a long time, and it matters who, just as it matters who the people are that are making the gongs, it matters who the people are that are playing the gongs. And I met them at a wonderful music festival where I got to lay down and have a whole long period of time experiencing being bathed in the gongs. And I said to them, are you going to be in Ashland at any point in the future? And would you be willing to come to Unity and allow all of the people here to experience this being bathed in the gong energy? So this is an opportunity to allow your body to receive some wonderful grounding and nurturance. And let go of your thoughts. Although we do pray that what we do here and experience in our bodies will be of benefit to all those that we prayed for today and to all sentient beings. So get ready to receive. Get ready to receive something that's ancient, something that's healing, and see what happens to you. Open all of your senses to receive the wonderful magic
of the gong. Beautiful.
Thank you so much for blessing us with those ancient sacred sounds. What did you feel? Just a few words of feedback about what some of you felt in your body as those sounds were happening.
I felt the scent, smelled the scent of dark red, or ancient dark red.
Nice.
I really appreciated it, and it just really got me to a stillness and grounding. And when I feel energy shifting in me, the plates in the back of my head kind of shift, and I can sense a little region, and that was happening.
I felt a very deep ecstasy in my whole body.
I felt spiraling
I felt
energy.
First down,
Energy spiraling through me and going up.
spiraling up.
I felt this red smoke come out of my body and totally release anything that I was holding on. This cleansing experience.
I've been struggling with anger and rage, and I felt a peace with my anger and rage.
I felt called to sit next to Karen.
Nice.
Felt deep relaxation and an opening, clearing in my nasal passageway.
Just closing your eyes for a moment and being aware in your body right now, your own body, your precious body that has these two hands, this body of yours, your gift while you're here to walk in and use. Just feel the blessing of the sound that has come to you just in this brief moment of hearing and taking in these sound vibrations that have touched you and brought some healing to your body. Just be aware of how you feel right now in your own body. Thank your body for the ability to feel, to receive, knowing that there are energies that change us, that heal us. And we are so thankful to be able to bring ourselves, our bodily selves, into moments like this when healing is available. We just imagine that as we walk through the rest of our day and our days this week, that we will walk into many situations where the vibrations of healing are there, where healing energies are taking place, that we will bring them there, that we will participate in them with others, that we will communicate healing vibrational energies to those that are in need, knowing that this is real, and that energy is really what love is, and that love is all there is, and that it moves through our bodily selves. So we thank you, our bodies. We thank you, Great Spirit, for creating it, that we have bodies, that we are these spiritual beings and in these bodily experiences, and there's something very important that we're doing on planet Earth with these bodies that we have. Something very, very important that perhaps the whole universe is watching. So we value our bodies. We thank you for our bodies, and we walk out into this week listening to our own inner vibration, listening to, like the Celtic people say, our own song. And maybe in some moments when we're walking along in nature or in the shower, maybe our song, our own vibration will start to come out. And we'll hum it, and we'll feel it, and we'll move with it. Our song, our hum, our energy, tones. So in this moment, as Heather and Richard come forward to do our closing song, let us all say the sound vibration of the heart together, which is ah. Let's just vibrate together, feeling the energies of everyone in this room and the heart vibration sound of ah. It's like an om, but with an ah. Ah.
quietly move into our big circle together.